How are we doing? Today we're going to go over a line boring machine, and this is a cousin of the drill press. But what this does is it will drill multiple holes at the same time. So here we see holes that are drilled in. And why would you do this? If we look over here, here's a cabinet. And what we want to do is we want to have adjustable shelving. There would be little pins that would go, and depending on where you want the shelf to be. And when you do this, these are perfectly in line and they're evenly spaced. This is a great machine. It's not used very often, but instead of lining up and hand drilling or using the drill press, it is much easier using this machine. And I could have a really, really long board and keep drilling holes. These little pins right here would line up. So for an example, I have these holes drilled. If I wanted to continue, what I would do is drop that down, and then I could continue drilling the holes in there. This a very, very nice machine. What you want to do is drill the holes to a certain depth. So if I loosen this, I can adjust how deep I want to go in to the wood, just like what we have on the drill press. So if I have a thick piece of wood, or a thinner piece of wood that I'm drilling the holes in, what I want to try to do is find out that's where I'm starting. So what I would do is loosen up my gauge. That's where I'm starting. So now what I can do is from there, I want to go in and I am going to go 1/4 inch into that. So then what would happen is that stop will now stop and go into the wood 1/4 inch. So if I have a thinner piece of wood, which is a lot of times you're doing is 3/4 inch stock is pretty common on using this machine. Loosen it. That's where the bits are getting engaged. So that is where the wood starts. I would then raise it up 1/4 inch. And then I am ready to drill my holes. So now I have the piece of wood that I'm working on. You want to have your, this is your guard. Keep your hands outside of the guard, outside of the rails right here. So I now can have my measurement. So I'd measure up, say I'm starting 2 inches or I'm starting 4 inches. I would then line that up, bring it down. I'm now set. I could set my stop up. So now I know when I go do my next piece of wood, so I drill my holes, here's my next piece of wood. I'm coming up, and what I'm doing is starting in the exact same place. When using any machine, make sure you have your eye safety, your ear protection. If you have long hair, tie it back, no loose clothes, no loose jewelry, and that your area is clear of scraps. Safety first, rule of thumb. So here I have my wood. I am all set. Turn it on, hold my wood, slowly bring her down. Now, the nice thing about this is I could take out every other bit. So if I didn't want to have them 1.5 inches apart, I want them 3 inches apart, I could get rid of that by just taking out every other drill bit. Pretty simple machine, cousin of the drill press, and what it is for doing adjustable shelving. I look forward to seeing you in class and using this machine.